Hey everybody, welcome back to James Draws Everything. This is James, and continuing today with drawing every country in the world's flag, and got a fun one today. We're going to be doing one of them fun little micro states in Europe, kind of sandwiched, landlocked in between Austria and Switzerland. I don't even know why I'm pointing, because you can't even see it on here. It's, again, very small. It's Liechtenstein. All right, so Liechtenstein, being one of them kind of tiny European microstates, we know right off the bat what's going on there. They're tiny. What do you think I meant? No. There's a lot of questionable banking practices, right, in countries like these. So we'll get to all of that in the history of Liechtenstein, and it does have one of those names, right? It's just kind of fun to say, Liechtenstein. Put on your German accent there. And Liechtenstein goes back centuries, actually. The actual land itself is part of the Holy Roman Empire, under kind of various factions of that throughout the years. And the flag is pretty simple, but it does have something kind of cool inside of it. So it's got a cool flag. And we don't see too many cool flags in modern Europe. So Liechtenstein kicking it old school here. So that's pretty cool. We are drawing pretty small here, so I just want to make sure I get my dimensions right. And we'll tell you a little bit about this country. So the capital of Liechtenstein is Vaduz, and the area of Vaduz, in 1399, it's granted imperial immediacy from the Holy Roman Empire. Imperial immediacy? Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. What is that? Well, basically that means, right, the Holy Roman Empire is huge. Imperial immediacy means that there's no intermediaries, so Liechtenstein, or that area of Vaduz at the time, basically doesn't answer to anybody but the emperor, the Holy Roman Emperor, right? So there's no intermediaries, no bureaucrats. Liechtenstein just kind of goes straight to the boss when they need something. So that's kind of cool, right? You don't think of that too often in these historical empires. So Liechtenstein, always kind of one of those countries that's kind of does its own thing, and that stretches back centuries to that period of imperial immediacy. And then I guess what you would call modern Liechtenstein kind of begins in 1719, when the principality is established within the Holy Roman Empire. Right, so it's a lot of Habsburg kind of rule during that time. They kind of bounce back and forth between sort of different rulers. Just kind of filling in these red bars here on the bottom, and then kind of getting closer to the modern time, like Napoleonic Wars in the 19th century. They're occupied by both Russian and French troops, and they become a sovereign state in 1806. So they've always had some kind of a sovereign status, right? But they do join a German confederation in 1815, right? So there's very close German ties, close Austrian ties due to like the Habsburgs that were there as well. And right, you can't really think of countries back then as you do now, right? The nation state as we know it today, I think it kind of starts with Spain. Some say France. Others kind of maybe don't say that it starts with this, but like German unification at the end of the 19th century really ramps it up, right? Because that's kind of leading right into World War I. That's when everybody becomes a nation state, right? All these old empires collapse, and now we have nation states. So they keep their close ties with Austria until the end of World War I. But remember, Austria-Hungary kind of becomes devastated in that conflict, and Liechtenstein, being a bit of a go-getter, says, "All right, what's Austria-Hungary? You know, they're kind of struggling to keep the lights on right now. Let's go to the other neighbor here, Switzerland, right?" So they buddy up with the Swiss. So they leave Austria, right? They leave their girlfriend for a hotter girl. It's basically how that works. And this has a bit of a darker blue here, so let me just want to kind of maybe try a different color here. Yeah, this will work better. And as you know, Switzerland is neutral pretty much, right, in all world affairs, and it's been that way for a couple centuries. And Liechtenstein kind of acts the same way, right? They sort of stay out of all the big wars, big international decision making. Liechtenstein does remain neutral during a lot of that, a lot like Switzerland. So they do remain neutral in World War II, right? The big one of the 20th century. And then just because, you know, they're kind of spared that devastation, they're kind of spared that scrutiny from the international community and you know, all of their wonderful programs and activities that they put these countries through, they're left to prosper, right? So they've had pretty much outstanding economic growth, you know, since the post-war period. Very low taxes, a lot of how do you say, relaxed banking oversight. Right? So here it comes, right? What do? Right? They're a country where you go to put your money, right? So a lot of people just like putting their money in Liechtenstein banks and then just seeing what happens, seeing what comes out after they put it in the little detergent, separate the whites, turn it on for probably a cold wash for half hour or so, and then they put it in the dryer, maybe just on tumble for like 45 minutes or so, and then their money is nice and clean after it goes through that process. So see, James, that was a clever way of getting around saying that and possibly getting your YouTube channel in trouble. So they do a lot of stuff like that with their money, right? They just clean it really good and just make sure nothing's wrong with it. Now, getting closer into modern times, like the 21st century, they've undergone a little bit of scrutiny. Uh-oh. We got the auditors knocking on the door here. So yeah, in 2000, they had some shortcomings, right, on their balance sheet. You know, some of this stuff, some of these numbers, I don't know, maybe somebody they were asleep at the wheel that day. I'm not sure what happened, but their books didn't add up, right? So the international community came down and said, hey, Liechtenstein, you got to clean up your act a little bit, because we don't really like the way your money looks after it goes through the through the washing and the drying process. It just comes out looking a little odd. All right, but Liechtenstein, being just such a great honorable country, they said, okay, all right, we'll stop, we'll clean it up. So that was pretty nice of them, right? Sometimes that's actually all you got to do, right? If you suspect that a country is doing something wrong, you just ask them nicely, right? And they stop. So you could go to Israel and say, hey, Israel, cut it out. Have we ever actually tried that? And then maybe they would. Or China. China, can you just stop? So they asked them very nicely, and they stopped. So that's the story of Liechtenstein. But for some reason, you think that would put an end to these alleged shenanigans, right? But for whatever reason, a lot of people just still love putting their money in Liechtenstein, right? So they got a little slap on the wrist, right? And that's kind of how these things work, right? If you're a country that everybody likes, right, and you get your hand, caught in the cookie jar, caught red-handed, if we like you, we might just give you a slap on the wrist, right? So just Liechtenstein, don't let us catch you doing that again. We love you, though. Oh, sorry, guys. Okay, I won't. And that's how it usually works. But if it's oligarchs or something like that in a country we don't like Russia, right? Then we're gonna sanction you guys back to the Stone Age. So that's how it works, though. But you need countries like Liechtenstein in the world, right? So you got to give the outer appearance of caring about honesty in banking and all of that. But secretly, all of these international community members, they need a place like Liechtenstein, right? I think we all need a place like Liechtenstein. See, I don't have any issues with that whatsoever, cleaning your money and making it, ironing it, making sure you get all the creases out. I don't have any issues with that, just as long as everyone is allowed that luxury, right? We should all have access to public laundromats. We should all have nice, clean clothes, nice, clean money. It shouldn't be limited to just the rich, just the powerful people, right? We all want to look our best and have nice, crisp, straight dollar bills for our vending machines, right? So that is the country of Liechtenstein. And so they have a mutual legal assistance treaty with the United States that went into effect in 2003. And so they cleaned it up. And I like this flag, right? So let's just finish this off. Liechtenstein. One of the smallest countries in the world, one of the cooler flags in the world. So what does this flag mean, James? So you got two colors, right? You got the red and you got the blue. And they say, who's they? I don't know. But they say the blue and the red may have been used in the Principality's household dating back to the 18th century, right? So the Principality, kind of those Habsburg roots in Liechtenstein. And we got something cool here. We got a little crown. We got a crown on the flag, the prince's crown. And the Liechtenstein is ruled by a prince, right? And he does have, it's not really like a parliamentary system like, I don't know, like Great Britain. So Liechtenstein, the prince does have a lot of control over everything that goes on in the country. And I'm sure his pockets are very nice. They're very lined very well, that man. So another interesting little fun fact here. The Liechtenstein flag, the reason why they introduced this crown, they introduced it in 1937. It used to just be the blue and the red. They had to distinguish it from the flag of Haiti. And Haiti also made a change because theirs is the same blue and red, but they have something in the center. So Liechtenstein and Haiti have a lot in common, I guess, and they had to distinguish themselves, right? And I tell you, maybe their flags had something in common. But I don't think I could pick two countries that are more opposite, that have less in common than Liechtenstein and Haiti. So, strange bedfellows, right? Liechtenstein and Haiti. But you learn something, right? On my project here, you learn a little something about every country. You learn something about big countries, and you learn something about little countries like Liechtenstein. So that is Liechtenstein. That's its flag. That's why it's different than Haiti. That's why it's pretty cool, I think, because of that crown. So let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next video.